Hello everyone, I'm the Saxy Gamer. Today we're here for yet another first impressions video, this time for Sweden, because Sweden was just announced today, led by Kristina. I guess Kristina doesn't have a last name, her name's just Kristina, and she's got a kind of funky looking face, but hey everyone, Saxy Gamer from the future here. I just want to let you know that there are a number of times in this video where it seems like I'm just totally losing it, and I'm just here to tell you that I assure you that I am not losing it, I'm not having a stroke, and no, I'm not on any drugs. I just recorded this video after a very long day of nuclear physics classes, so my mental state was a little bit, I wasn't exactly able to think straight, but just enjoy how, sit back and just enjoy and be entertained at how funny some of the things that I say in this video are, and well, I'll leave you to that. But yeah, in this video, I'm just going to talk about generally some of my first impressions. I've watched like this leader video probably 2 or 3 times at this point. If you haven't seen it yet, I will make sure to link it down in the description below. But I'm just going to give some of my initial thoughts and maybe questions that I have about the leader and what I hope to see from them. So Kristina obviously leads the Swedes in Civilization 6. Her first ability is known as Minerva of the North. It makes it so that buildings with at least 3 great work slots and wonders with at least 2 great work slots are automatically themed when they have all their slots filled, and she may construct the Queens Biblioteca in the government plaza. So I think that this is pretty good. Whenever I first read it, I was like, oh man, that's kind of like crap, because normally if you're an experienced player, you can just manually theme things anyways. But then I looked into it a little bit more whenever they're later in the video here, and yeah, you can see here that it's not that it just like, I mean, I don't know what else I thought it would do, but just as long as you have the art museum filled, then it doubles the culture and tourism. I don't know why I thought it was something different than that, because that's what theming always does, but but for whatever reason that initially didn't register for me. But yeah, so pretty much if you have an art museum or an archaeological museum filled, then it's going to double the tourism from that from that museum, or from wonders that have 2 great work slots or more, which I believe that every wonder that has great work slots has 2 or more, so that's pretty much just double tourism from your tourism and culture from the works that you have in wonders. So I think that that's going to add a decent amount of tourism. One of the things that sucks is that your amphitheaters aren't going to be themed, nor are your nor are your banks, obviously, if you have the great merchant that allows you to put great works of art in banks, and nor are your broadcast towers, or whatever they're called. For whatever reason, I'm totally blanking on the name right now. So really what that translates to is, yeah, just double tourism and culture from museums and wonders as well, while from the works inside the wonders. And overall, I think that this is decent. I don't know how much it's going to stack up, though, because normally in an average game, by the end of the game, I'm able to theme most of my museums, so I'm normally able to get this double, culture and tourism that late in the game anyway, so I don't know how useful this is going to be. It definitely is nice to have it from the wonders, but obviously that's going to require that you're building a lot of wonders as well. In addition, great works of art and artifacts don't provide all that much tourism. They are significant, but I still think that seaside resorts and national parks are going to be, like the bulk of your tourism in the late game anyways. But nonetheless, Minerva of the North definitely is a decent ability. I'm questioning just how useful it's going to be. If you're an inexperienced player and you're not really comfortable with theming and things, then I think it's going to be very good. But for more advanced players, I'm not sure how impactful this is going to be. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this is going to be good. Is known as Nobel Prize, and it makes it so that she gains 50 diplomatic favor when earning a great person. She also gets +1 great engineer point from all of her factories and +1 great scientist point from all of her universities. And having Sweden in the game adds 3 unique World Congress competitions in the industrial era, so those are 3 Nobel Prize competitions that have bonuses of their own. I believe that they showed some of them earlier in here. Let's see. Yeah, I believe that this is one, so you can see that there was a Nobel Peace Prize competition that was passed that people then participated in. I believe it showed, let's see, yeah, so right here, you can see that the, I forget what the goal was, maybe it was to yield diplomatic favor, but the rewards are some great musician and great scientist points per turn, and some great engineer and great artist point per turn, or great artist points per turn. So I think that this is going to be okay. I mean, at least that part of the ability. I think that's going to be cool. I'm interested to see like what all of them are going to do and how good their bonuses are. So that does make it a little bit hard for me to gauge just how effective this ability is, because if these 3, Nobel Peace Prize things are really good with their bonuses, then this could be an insanely good ability. But if they're, just like whatever, they're not really that great, then maybe it might not be a great ability. So that part is very hard to judge. Gaining 50 diplomatic favor when earning a great person, that sounds pretty good, but once again, it's a little bit hard to judge just because I don't know. Okay, so we can see up here, I know it's a little bit blurred out because of like the little tinting at the top, but you can see that right here at this point in the game, so turn 113, they're making 2 favor per turn. So 50 favor from one great person is effectively 25 turns worth of favor. So that is actually a pretty significant boost. But once again, I'm not sure how useful this is going to be because I don't know how useful the World Congress is going to be in Gathering Storm. So if the World Congress is really good and, it's very impactful to the game and, the things that you can enact are really good, then this is a really good ability. But if it's really not that impactful and you can make do pretty much just ignoring the World Congress, then this ability is just kind of meh. The one great engineer point from factories and one great scientist point from universities, that's definitely a good thing. I wish that it was, maybe for some more of the buildings from those different districts, but, even so, I can't complain too much because some more great engineer points and some more great scientist points are always nice. Her unique unit is one that replaces the pike and shot. It says it's faster than the pike and shot. I believe it just has one more movement than the pike and shot, but you also get +3 combat strength for any unused movement. I think that part is really good because that's going to give you quite a bit of extra combat strength because if you don't move at all in a turn, then you're going to have +9 combat strength. So defensively, these are going to be really good units. Even if you're sieging cities, I think they could be good because if you're surrounding the city already and you don't plan on moving, then you get that 9 combat strength, and that's a lot of extra combat strength. So I think that definitely could be a pretty decent unique unit because it has benefits both offensively and defensively. So I think there definitely is some potential for that to be a really, really good unique unit. One of her unique buildings is the Queens Biblioteca, and it is a building that replaces the National History Museum, and it provides 2 slots for writing, 2 slots for music, and 2 slots for art. I think that this is going to be a pretty good thing, just because this technically counts as a building that can hold more than 3 great works. So if you see back here, whenever this is themed, it provides 60 tourism and 44 culture, that's quite a bit. That's a lot of extra tourism and culture, especially the culture per turn at the point in the game when you get this, because since this replaces the National History Museum, or wait, no, does it? Maybe it doesn't. I think it's an earlier National History Museum. Okay, of course it doesn't actually say. Yeah, okay, it doesn't say whether or not it replaces the National History Museum or not, but either way, that's a pretty strong unit. I guess we can take a look. 149 economics. So there's a possibility that she has a level 3 government, and that's what that's replacing. But either way, whatever this replaces, or even if it's just totally unique, this is a really good building because with that theming bonus, you can see that you get a ton of extra tourism. I mean, I guess 60 is not really that much in the grand scheme of things whenever you have like 2,000, but 44 culture per turn, that is very nice. That's a lot of culture per turn and something that you can definitely make use of. The tourism is definitely nice on top of it, but once again, I mean, I guess you're never gonna get to the 2,000 tourism if you just keep passing up 60s. So I guess that extra 60 tourism is just good. That's some icing on top of the cake. Once you research computers, that gets doubled, so that's 120 tourism, which is definitely pretty significant. Kristina's unique tile improvement is the Open Air Museum, which provides +2 loyalty per turn in the city, +2 culture, and +2 tourism for each type of terrain in which at least one Swedish city is founded. And you can only build 1 per city, and tiles with open air museums cannot be swapped, so that way you can't get more in multiple cities. Also, look at her face right now. Just let's take a moment to appreciate that. But I think the Open Air Museum is potentially actually kind of decent. It really sucks that you can only put 1 per city. Oh, sorry, Sarah. Sarah's just talking. I think that's who narrates these. I'm pretty sure her name's Sarah. Let's see. Where can I find the thing with the Open Air Museum? There it is, right there. So you can see right here in this game they have 8 culture on the tile, and that's pretty decent. I think if you're expanding to a lot of different types of terrain, then you can get these pretty high up. I guess let's take a look. So for snow, tundra, desert plains, or grassland. So the max you can get on here is 10 culture and 10 tourism because that's 5 different types of terrain. So 10 culture is very good. Look at her face again. Oh my god. Whoever did the facial animations for Kristina, they need a medal or something. Either that or they need fired because they're so ridiculous. I mean, I kind of like them though, so you know what? I think they deserve to be promoted. What was I talking about? I just totally forgot. Oh, yeah, that's right, the Open Air Museum. So I think that the Open Air Museum is potentially going to be pretty good because that is a lot of extra culture, and late game in the tourism 10 tourism is definitely nice. Of course, once you have computer, that turns into 20 tourism per turn. So that's definitely not an insignificant amount. And if you have a lot of cities, then you can build one of these in every single city, and thus you can probably get a total of over 100 tourism per turn out of having a lot of these down. So I think that the open air museum is actually probably going to be pretty good if you can get them down early on as well. I don't believe it. They might have said whenever you unlock them, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think that those will be some pretty decent tile improvements. All right, so now I just want to take a step back and look at the grand scheme of things for Sweden, and I'm just a little bit confused as to what they're supposed to do. So upon my first look, I say culture because, they get these theming bonuses, they get this building that has a bunch of slots for great works, they have the open air museum, which provides them with culture and tourism, so I think that cultural is going to be a pretty good way to go with this. At the same time, though, you could go diplomatic because you do earn a lot of diplomatic favor, but at the same time, you could also probably go science because you get great engineer and great scientist points from this ability. And at the same time, also, you want to be expanding, because if you're not expanding onto different tiles, then you don't get that much benefit out of the open air museum, which is very strange. And also, she has a pretty good unique unit, so you probably do want to make use of that. So there's a lot of things that I feel that Sweden can do. I'm not sure if she's not overly specialized in any particular one. I think culture is probably going to be her strongest victory type, but I think she is a fairly versatile looking leader, at least from first glance. One of the things is, though, I'm a little bit wary because a lot of the times with those versatile leaders, the fact that they're not particularly strong in anything makes them overall, not an incredibly good civ, and that's something that I can definitely see with Kristina. It's going to be interesting to see how impactful the World Congress is on the game, because if the policies that are enacted don't really have that big of an impact, or if it's possible to really just go through an entire game ignoring the World Congress, then I think Kristina's just going to be a pretty bad civ. If the bonuses from the World Congress, though, can really benefit you and you can enact things that help you win and really slow down other people, then I think Kristina going to be a very good civilization, because she has enough versatility to make sure that she's not really going to fall behind in anything, except for maybe religion, but who cares really. But she has that stuff to make her not fall behind, and so if she's not going to be falling behind and she's able to give herself bonuses through the World Congress while also making sure that other people are impeded, I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but other people are being harmed and their progress is being slowed, then I think that she could seriously leap ahead and win some games pretty easily. I'm still a little bit doubtful over Minerva of the North and how useful it's going to be. I definitely think that the theming for wonders and the thing with her unique building is very good, but with the museums, as I mentioned, high-skilled players are probably going to have everything themed by the end of the game anyways, whenever that much culture and tourism matters, so I don't know how useful this is going to be to skilled players, but to inexperienced players that aren't good with theming, this is going to be a really good ability, and you're probably definitely going to notice a lot of a pretty big tourism increase in most of your games, so I think that could be good. As far as my overall theoretical rating for her, this is really hard to give just because, once again, I don't really know a lot of the things with Nobel Prize and how good it's going to be, but I would estimate probably B tier for her. It's probably about where she's going to fall. She's not looking extremely strong in anything. She's looking decent in culture, but once again, still not she's not standing out as incredibly strong, and I still think that seaside resorts and national parks are going to be crucial on her, so, but she also does have that versatility, though, so she's definitely not going to be bad, so I think C tier at the minimum for her, if Nobel Prize is terrible. If Nobel Prize is really good, I think that she'll be A tier, probably not S tier. I don't think she's specialized enough in any particular victory to really make her S tier, but yeah, I would estimate in anywhere from C to A tier range. So thank you everyone for watching. I've been the Saxy Gamer. Hopefully I made this one a little bit shorter than the last first impressions, but as I mentioned, this was all just my first impressions of me reading over the abilities and, talking about what I think of them. Feel free to post your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section below if you think I'm crazy, if you think that, Sweden's terrible, or if you think that Sweden is insanely good. Let me know in the comment section below, but thank you everyone for watching. I've been the Saxy Gamer. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you're looking for more Civilization 6 content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.